Welcome to Seniors on the Move. We have something really interesting to you folks. If you're over 45, it's going to be really interesting. We have Rick Keller with us today, and he's going to talk about collectibles. Have you collected anything through the years? Of course you have. Things you bought for yourself when you first got married. So if you're a senior, you're going to find this very, very interesting. Rick Keller has been in the collectible world his whole life. Your whole life, okay. Mm-hmm. He studied finance. And obtained his master's business administration from Quinnipiac University in Connecticut.
Yep.
Very good. He's been an avid collector and advisor, good word there, for all things antique, specializing in fine jewelry. We have those, don't we? We all have watches and pearls too, right? Mm-hmm. Sterling silver and sports trading cards. Those are right down there if you can see them on the table. That might be interesting to the men in our audience. Rick previously worked for the industry-leading auction marketeer called Barnaby's. Have you heard of it? I bet you have. It's pretty well known, where he aided the appraisal team and worked with new auction houses globally. You've done a lot of traveling.
A little bit here and there.
You must like that, though,
yeah,
to go from country
new
to
cultures. Yep.
Yes, his main business is aiding estates in New England with the sale and consignment of all quality items. All right, let's talk about Barnaby's just a little bit before we get any further. What is it like there? How many people work there?
Sure.
What does the building look like?
Sure,
It's famous.
Yeah, it's quite famous. So back during COVID time, I got that opportunity because they're looking to expand, obviously, their expert side of things, and then also new clients. So I did a little bit with some British clients, and then also a lot in the U.S., mostly, again, sports cards, jewelry, watches, coins, all the things I really love. So yeah, it was good. Like I said, a remote, very small team in the U.S. We had only about 5 or 10 folks there, and then the Swedish team's much bigger. They have about 60 different people there. So, but we get on calls in the morning. So again, Europe's kind of going to bed when we're waking up. So we get our marching orders, and it'd be real fun.
All the different times.
Yeah.
A little bit more about your background and how you got interested in all this.
Sure. Yeah. So my father was a pretty prolific, vest pocket dealer. We would do all the different shows locally, and then even in different regions of the United States, Ohio, Florida.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah. When it came to different coins and jewelry and a lot of the sports memorabilia, there's actually a show we go to yearly called the National. And they differ venues all throughout the country. Sometimes it's in Chicago, sometimes it's in Atlantic City, sometimes it's in Cleveland, Ohio. So it's a big market. It's billions and billions and billions of dollars per year. So we're a very small sliver of that, but yeah, it's fun.
Wow, this is wonderful.
It's
all
fun.
Right. Also, what are your favorite type of thing to work with?
Sure.
Where is your knowledge the highest?
Sure.
Would you say?
Again, back to the sports memorabilia, coins, a lot of high-end watches, a lot of fine jewelry. Gold's at an all-time high right now, so the phone's ringing off.
Yes, it is.
The phone's ringing off the hook right now because everybody's trying to cash in while the going's good. But yeah, kind of again on the smaller side, collectibles, a lot of sterling silver, comic books. A little bit of everything, which is fun.
Can you show us
Sure.
a few coins and where they're from?
Sure.
Okay.
So this is a Morgan silver dollar. Again, this was $1 back in the good old days, and they made these through the late 1800s into 1921. Again, not super expensive if it's just kind of a crummier mint, because again, they minted these in Philadelphia, New Orleans, San Francisco. And Carson City's the real good one. So if you have a CC on the backside under this little eagle here, might be hard to make out. That's the real good stuff. And similarly, this is what we call a peace dollar. So this is the next couple years iteration of a silver dollar. And again, they have 90% silver in them by their composition, and then another 10% for copper to make them a little tougher for everyday use. Because if it was pure silver, they get scratched up.
Sure.
And worn out.
And do you have any advice for people that are collecting them, how to handle them and
so
forth?
No, that's a great point.
Cleaning them.
Yeah, that's a great point. Don't clean your coins. I know it's kind of counterintuitive to think you should clean your coins, but yeah, a clean coin is considered a damaged coin in the industry.
Really?
So again, your grandfather, great-grandfather might have cleaned the coin. That's fine. You really can't reverse it now. But yeah, don't take out the aluminum polish or something, and don't try to shine them up because that damages them significantly.
Because they look beautiful right there.
Yeah, some of the coins are proof coins from all different type of sets. Again, these came out in the 90s, 60s, 70s, all different years. So there's silver proof sets, which are good, and the industry loves them. And then there's just business strike proof sets that are not silver and have no silver in them. So those coins are not very desirable because, again, everybody kept them.
Sure.
But the silver sets are desirable because they minted less of them.
All right. What about all the old silverware that we've collected? What should we
Sure.
do with it? What can we do?
Sure.
Who wants it?
Yeah,
Tell me.
who
Tell
wants
us.
it is right. I want it because most of the time I build different sets with the silverware. So if I don't have a full service of 6, 8, 12, what have you, I have a kind of repository of building out said sets. So it's pretty fun, and the silverware is nice. Folks have to be cautious though. Most of the time, folks have silver-plated items. So it's an inferior metal with a very, very, microscopic layer of silver, and those are like $1 a piece. They're really virtually worthless. Sterling on the back, it will verbatim just say sterling or 0.925 on the back side. That's what collectors are looking for, which means it's 92.5% pure silver. And then the other part is, again, back the copper to stiffen
And that
it
would
up.
be heavier? The
Oh
pure
yeah, you
silver
can
would
feel
be
it.
Quite a bit.
Got a little bit of weight to it.
I guess so. And how old is this piece?
That piece was a wedding gift from a client. Again, we don't have grand parties anymore, so people kind of get detached from it. But yeah, it was their great grandparents, and it's 1903. So well over 100 years old.
Would you know if you have anything from 1912, the Titanic? You do?
Yeah, like I said, a lot of the sterling stuff is from right around that era as well. Again, that's when kind of fine dining was in vogue.
Sure.
In vogue, yeah, very, very much so.
Everything was so fancy.
Oh yeah, we've kind of lost that over the years, unfortunately.
And it must have been hard to clean.
Oh yeah,
all that stuff
yeah.
too.
Like I said, a lot of different folks would tell me, before Christmas or Thanksgiving or what have you, they would have sit down all the kids, and they'd have to bust out the polish and do it. It was a whole day long thing to clean up the silverware.
Sure.
So, just one of our
And
things.
what
of
about
society.
those pearls right there?
Yeah, sure.
We're all interested in pearls. We all have them.
Yeah, so absolutely. So pearls are, again, quite desirable and very still much popular in Asian culture. Again, not so much in Western culture anymore. Again, a lot of folks wore them for their, women wore them for their wedding day and so on and so forth, and would get them as gifts. But yeah, again, they're pretty much out of vogue. But again, a strand like this would still set you back quite a bit. It'd be about right around $1,500 to $2,000 for some saltwater pearls that are, this size and this quality, and the clasp is quite nice too. It's 14 karat gold, so
it's beautiful.
So quite nice.
I think we should all start wearing them. I really do. I brought something in myself.
Sure.
That I don't know if it's really. I thought that might be ivory. Give us a little background on
Sure.
ivory and why it's outlawed in America.
Sure. Yeah. So Nixon in '73 or '72, there's a Water Life Aquatic Act that he didn't want any of the new ivory getting imported. So all the stuff that was here was pretty much grandfathered in. But yeah, I've heard horror stories of people sending in to the States, more vintage piano keys that would have ivory on them.
Yeah.
And as soon as it hits the U.S., they rip out all the keys because it's still ivory and you're importing it. So yeah, there's very strict laws.
So it's still against the law.
Oh yeah. So again, you'd have to go, if you had a very nice ivory piece, you'd have to sell it through like a Christie's or Sotheby's because they have special permits to sell ivory pieces.
They do?
Yeah, they have special permits to sell those pieces, and you need special paperwork to kind of prove out, yeah, I had it in the country before the 70s. So again, a lot of folks don't have that, but if you do, but yeah, your bracelet here, unfortunately, is celluloid. It's plastic. And
I figured.
Yeah, a couple different tells are it's room temperature. Ivory will always be cold to the touch.
Interesting.
Cool. It'll be cool to the touch. So again, this is like whatever degree heat in here it is, and there's no kind of craze lines. There's no lines of growth from the ivory.
Well, I'll
which would be
know what to
typical.
look for, I guess, if I ever come upon it
Yeah,
again.
very pretty though. It's very, very unique.
Kind of different, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And can you tell us about the bracelet, the yellow there?
Sure.
That is so different. What about the year or the
Yeah,
era?
so this is late to mid '60s. 1960s that is.
Oh,
Again,
okay.
it's set in 18 karat gold and has natural emeralds and natural diamonds. Again, just intrinsically in gold, we're talking right around like $4,300 worth of gold, which is kind of crazy. Again, then again to sell this in like my retail front would be asking right around like 5,500 for it. So it's not like a brick and mortar jewelry store where they'd ask 10 times the gold weight. It's much more advantageous to buy kind of secondhand. But yeah, it's a stunning piece.
Wow, that is beautiful. And as far as the age, I mean, I would think that would be a factor in making it more valuable,
Oh,
right?
certainly, yeah.
The further back that you go,
The better. Yeah, certainly.
the
Yeah.
better.
A lot of that stuff unfortunately gets melted down. So if you took that to like a local jewelry store, they don't have estate clients like me, so they just melt it down because again, they have to buy from different vendors that they already have, most of the time in Italy or Turkey. So again, they have to get all the new modern designs. They don't have folks looking for 1960s bracelets. So, and they again offer you 50% on the gold weight, which is kind of a sin, and they'd melt it down the next day. So.
All right. Now, what about estate sales?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about them. What you
Sure.
look for,
Sure.
where you find out about them.
Sure. Yeah. So I personally don't do a ton of estate sales because my weekends are quite busy with personal clients. But I typically come in before folks have estate sales and kind of advise them on these similar things. And you can
Really?
and I either buy them outright or I'll consign them for folks. Because again, with an estate sale, it's very good. You get rid of everything all at once, but you're selling for again like 30 to 40 cents on the dollar. So instead of getting, $5,000 for the bracelet there, you're getting, $1,000, $2,000. So you're leaving a lot of money on the table. And like I said, I've kind of grown my business quite a bit through, advising folks before they kind of give everything away and, one fell swoop.
Sure. Now, do you work alone?
I do, yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, usually, exactly right. Again, my father was in the business for a long time and still is, more hands-off now, but he helps me sometimes if I have different programming events or if I set up at a jewelry show or a sports card show, he'll be my muscle and help me out if I need a hand. So.
All right. Let's look at another piece.
Sure.
What about this egg-shaped
Sure.
item here?
So again, this is
looks
sterling.
old.
It is very old. Again, turn of the 20th century. It's a very petite sterling jewelry box. Again, nice gold wash on the inside there. Again, not super expensive, about $100 worth of silver, but to the right collector who loves it and needs it in their collection, about $150. So again, very pretty, nice engraving on there, somebody's old initials.
I'm not sure if you looked at these. I brought in some earrings.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I'm just curious. They're just interesting.
Sure.
Can you tell me the period? I mean, just the way they're designed.
Yeah, I'd say they're more 80s, 90s. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're definitely more modern.
I thought it was maybe 30s, 40s.
No, I'd definitely say more modern, just even by the way they're stamped on the backside. You got them from a museum, is that what you said?
They were bought at a museum.
Yeah.
Given to me. They're a little hard to. They're very small.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Yeah, like I said, I'd say that.
Curious.
I'd say they're more modern just by their hallmarks on the backside, because again, silverware and everything, it's stamped on the back, and you can kind of see the etchings and different styles over time. Again, stuff from 1903 is very ornate, whereas the more modern stuff, it's kind of stamped more sloppily. If that's a word, I don't know.
No, that's a good word.
Yeah, but yeah, again, it's more like I said, 1980s, 1990s, and like I said, they're sterling silver, so they're silver, like all the good stuff here. Again, intrinsically silver, you got about $10 worth, but again, to somebody who loves the design of them, $30, $40 type of thing.
So I'm not getting $10,000.
No, not 10,000, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Unfortunately.
What about the spoon now?
Sure.
Is that different from the fork that you showed?
Yeah, so it's a different pattern, a little bit more modern. Again, it's sterling silver, so it's 92.5% pure silver.
Wow.
So again, it's very nice, and like I said, I build out the different sets. So again, if somebody only had one of these, because again, you never know, things can end up in the attic, things end up with the uncle, aunt, so sometimes it's piecemeal. So like I said, once I get enough of them, I'll sell them as a set, because that's really where the money is.
All right. What about the baseball cards? A lot of men have collected those through the years.
Yeah, absolutely. So
and what excuse me, what do you look for exactly?
Sure. So the four things we look for in a card are the four corners, how sharp they are, because over time, obviously, the bicycle spokes or handling them, they get dinged up. So that's one thing we look for. Then the centering of the card, how well it was factory cut. So sometimes, Mickey Mantle's, hat will be chopped off, or, they cut it wrong this way. So how well it was centered. You want the borders to be nice and even. The third thing we look for is the surface. If there's any creases on the card, really bent the card, then try to flatten it down, it'd have a wave in it or a crease. And the fourth thing we look for is the edges. How well is the perimeter of the card on both sides? If it's really chipped up or is it not handled as much? So those are the four things we look for when grading cards and the grading scale. 1 being poor and 10 being gem mint. So again, this is a 1968 Mickey Mantle. It's his second to last year playing days card. Again, if this was yeah, so again, this is a 5 condition. So again, very middle of the road. This is about $450 retail. If this was a 10 condition, we're talking well over $100,000. So yeah, a couple notches more. It's worth quite a bit. I'm also a big soccer card collector. So this is a Pele rookie from 1958. These actually came out of vinyls, old vinyl records. This was the front of the vinyl record, so kids would cut them out and send different players in to services. So again, this is a 3 out of 10 condition. Even at a 3, it's about $1,000, so pretty good. Pretty good.
And if you had a whole bunch.
Yeah, then you're really doing good.
Yeah,
then you're really doing good.
sure.
And this is the holy grail of Derek Jeter rookie cards. It's a 1993 SP Authentic Upper Deck card. It's a 7, so not the best considering it's a modern card. Really, collectors want to see 9s and 8s. About only $120, but again, if this was a 10, there's only a handful of them graded in a 10, and that would be about $500,000. So yeah, if you got any Derek Jeters.
What about a Ted Williams card?
Yeah.
How much more would that be worth? Because first it's local, that's why we're more interested.
Sure.
But he was pretty famous.
Yeah, so his rookie's a play ball. It's called play ball. It's from 1938 or 39. Don't quote me on that, but it's play ball. It's a more petite one like the Pele there. Even in crummy grade, a 1-2 condition, very low, we're talking, $4,000 to $6,000. Again, that's for the rookie card. His playing days cards are also quite valuable too, hundreds and hundreds of dollars a piece, depending on condition.
What about Babe Ruth?
Babe Ruth is crazy money. We're talking tens and tens of thousands of dollars. Actually, when I was at Barnaby's, I helped do some advertisement. A local gentleman had a Babe Ruth. It wasn't a rookie card, but it was a very early Babe Ruth, and he sold it through one of our partners. And I did all the advertising around, and that fetched just under $1 million. That one Babe Ruth card.
For one card.
One Babe Ruth card, yeah. And his wife was going to throw it away, so good thing she did it.
Oh no, I don't believe that.
Yeah, it was in a shoebox in the basement there for the longest time. So, yeah.
Well, thanks for that. That is interesting.
Sure.
What about comic books?
Yeah, comic books. So
what are we looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of the cards in the comic books are pretty similar. They started really mass producing this stuff in the late 80s. So again, they got rich. The manufacturers got rich, but it hurt the real collectors because instead of making one of them, they made 100 of them. So that kind of diluted the market. So yeah, comic books, we're really looking for a Bronze Age, which is the 70s. The Silver Age is the 60s. The Golden Age is the 50s, and then the Platinum Age is the 30s and 40s. Those are really the books that have immense value. X-Men 1, Hulk 1, Amazing Fantasy. There's all different kind of books, but yeah, mostly superhero related. Has
do they have to be perfect? Do these books have to be perfect?
If they're key books, they can be again like 1 condition or 2 condition. Again, the same grading scale, 1 to 10. They can be quite low graded and still be worth thousands and thousands of dollars if they're key books. But the higher the grade, the more loot you get.
All right. Now, if someone wanted to have you come and look at what they have, what would you do first? I mean, what kind of questions would you ask them?
Sure, yeah. So typically if folks are handy with their phone, I ask for photos. That just kind of...
You like to have the photos first. That's important, sure.
Absolutely, yeah. Just it primes me of what to kind of expect. Is it all like 80s, 90s comic books, or is it really great stuff from the 30s and 20s? So again, it slims down what I am going to see or maybe not going to see. So
I should have brought my books. I have a book, it's a movie magazine.
Oh, very nice.
I believe it's from around 1912. Oh. It's damaged a little bit. The cover, the type is very small. The pages are yellowed. Would you want to look at that?
Sure.
At some point?
Sure. sure.
Why didn't I think of that?
I don't know.
And then I have a menswear magazine from, I think, 1935 or
Oh,
something.
very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So that
I
falls
want
in.
you to,
Yeah, I'd love to
yes.
look at it. That falls more into like ephemera. So there's just like, again, paper. You know, a lot of people collect postcards and really anything, you know, or early Americana, that sort of thing. So that kind of falls more into the ephemera. So there's definitely fewer collectors for that, but they're definitely out there for sure.
All right. What if someone says, well, what would you look at? What would you be looking at? What should I be looking for that might be worth something? I
Sure.
mean, can you just give us a little rundown, like
Sure.
the silver and the coins and the magazines and the cards, as we mentioned?
Yeah, so again, silver coins, again, even, so 1965, the US took out the silver more or less from the currency. So if people have an old thing of silver dimes or silver quarters,
Okay.
again, those are worth quite a bit. Everyone's got a mason jar full of them. But even from 65 through 70, the half dollars are still 40% silver, which a lot of folks don't know about. So instead of, 50 cents, they're $5-6 a piece. So, yeah.
What would you do with a bunch of valuable coins?
Yeah. So, like I said, that's a lot of the stuff I broker. A lot of the stuff on this table here is a lot of the stuff I broker. So I could buy it outright. We could consign it together. I want folks to get the maximum amount of dollars, so they can call around
Sure.
to 100 different places. But I'm very competitive with my offers, and happy to beat any other offer.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Is there anything else you'd like to tell folks? We're going to give them your email.
Sure.
Yeah, but that's going to be on the screen, unless you've already seen it. But I'm sure people are going to be very interested in having you come,
Sure.
or at least get some information.
Yeah. Folks can reach out to me anytime. My cell phone will probably be on the screen, but I can say it too if you'd like.
Why don't you say them slowly?
Sure. Sure. So my cell phone, you can reach me at any time, is 617-680-8560. And
Thank you. Could you repeat that?
Sure.
Thank
Sure.
you.
617-680-8560.
All right. And your text, your phone, your cell number?
Yeah, that's
Yes?
it. That's it right there.
That's it right there.
So
Okay.
that'll go right to the phone in my pocket, and happy to help folks out anyway.
That's great. I just so appreciate you coming today.
Yeah, my
And if
pleasure.
there's anything else you'd like to say, we still have a few minutes. It's up to you.
Sure.
I think I've asked you everything I'd like. We've got your contact information. It's just great to know that there's someone like you, and there may be a few others, but you say there aren't too many others that do what you
there
do.
really isn't. Again, a lot of guys are kind of weighed down with a storefront. That's kind of the flexibility of me. I do house calls, so that's nice. I travel all throughout the state and kind of New England buying collections and helping folks advise, because it is overwhelming. A lot of people get a lot of this stuff when someone unfortunately passes, or just accumulation of multiple folks, things with time. And again, I enjoy it, and yeah.
Well, this was wonderful. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
And we'll have you back sometime. So
Yeah,
thanks for
absolutely.
watching. I know you found this interesting, and just give this guy a call, and maybe you're worth millions. Who knows? So I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.